Hello, friends. If you're curious about the movie The Polar Express, 2004, you're in the perfect place. Don't forget to give this video a quick like, it really helps us out. And if you're new here, hit subscribe to stay updated on all the latest movie deep dives. Let's jump right in. The winter season is synonymous with magic, wonder, and the kind of heartfelt storytelling that stays with you long after the credits roll. The Polar Express, directed by Robert Zemeckis and based on the beloved children's book by Chris Van Allsburg, is a heartwarming tale that taps into that very magic. Released in 2004, this animated adventure is not just for kids. It's a film that adults can return to year after year, rediscovering the feeling of awe and belief that fills the screen. From its stunning animation to its timeless story, The Polar Express quickly became a Christmas classic. But what is it about this film that makes it stand out in a sea of holiday movies? Let's take a closer look. The story begins with a young boy who is at a crossroads in life. As Christmas approaches, he is losing faith in the magic of the season, no longer believing in Santa Claus or the wonder that the holiday brings. But one snowy Christmas Eve, everything changes. The boy is awakened by a rumbling sound outside his window, and when he looks outside, he sees a massive magical train called the Polar Express parked right in front of his house. This train, a shimmering beacon of light and promise, is not just any train. It's the one that takes children to the North Pole to meet Santa Claus himself. What follows is an enchanting journey filled with adventure, mystery, and discovery. As the boy boards the train, he's joined by a diverse group of children, all of whom are on their own personal journeys. The film's adventure really starts to pick up when the boy embarks on a journey that takes him through icy landscapes, over frozen mountain ranges, and into the heart of Christmas magic. Along the way, there are encounters with a quirky conductor, a mysterious hobo, and even some dangerous moments on the train that create a sense of excitement and urgency. The film is a ride, literally and figuratively, one that takes viewers on an emotional roller coaster of self-discovery, joy, and the rekindling of belief. The Polar Express is more than just a visual spectacle. It is deeply rooted in themes of faith, belief, and the importance of holding onto the magic of the season. The story delves into the age-old struggle of losing one's sense of wonder as one grows older, and the boy's journey serves as a reminder of how powerful belief can be. Along the way, the boy confronts his doubts, faces his fears, and ultimately rediscovers the magic of Christmas, not just in the North Pole, but within himself. But what truly sets The Polar Express apart from other holiday films is its atmosphere. The movie's use of cutting-edge motion capture technology, at the time of its release, gave it a unique visual style that's both magical and slightly eerie. The train itself is a character, alive with personality and movement, and the North Pole is a stunning, bustling wonderland. The characters are charming and memorable, each one bringing their own unique flair to the story. The conductor, played by Tom Hanks, stands out with his authoritative yet warm demeanor, guiding the children through their journey. His voice, along with the musical score, especially the iconic song Believe, cements the film as a holiday tradition. As the story progresses, the boy's quest takes on more significance. The Polar Express isn't just about a train ride to the North Pole, it's a journey of self-discovery. The boy, who is initially skeptical and unsure, begins to open his heart to the possibilities of magic. He learns that belief isn't about seeing, but about feeling. One of the movie's central motifs is the idea that the most important things in life cannot be seen or touched, they must be believed in. The film drives home the message that, in the end, belief in something greater than ourselves is what keeps the magic alive. And then, of course, there's the climactic moment that everyone waits for, the arrival at the North Pole. As the train finally pulls into the snowy village, the excitement and wonderment of the children aboard the train is palpable. But it's not just about the dazzling lights or the majestic Santa's workshop, it's about the realization that the journey itself was just as important as the destination. The boy's experience on the train, the friendships he's made, and the lessons he's learned about belief and courage are all part of the larger journey that leads to the moment when he meets Santa. Yet, even as the story reaches its peak, the film doesn't shy away from a surprising twist. The boy, having received the first gift of Christmas, begins to realize that the true gift is the one he carries with him: his newfound belief in Santa and in the magic of Christmas. The film leaves you with a powerful message that resonates long after you've watched it. Belief isn't about receiving a tangible gift. It's about the experience, the wonder, and the joy of holding on to something precious in your heart, something that can never be taken away. The Polar Express is a reminder of the importance of maintaining a childlike sense of wonder, of believing in things that can't be explained, and of embracing the magic of the holiday season. It's a celebration of Christmas, but it's also a celebration of the spirit of belief that transcends the holiday itself. It's a film that appeals to people of all ages, reminding us that the world is filled with magic, if we only choose to see it. It's a story that encourages us to let go of our doubts, to trust in the unknown, and to embrace the extraordinary. This cinematic experience is far from just a visual journey. The plot holds surprises that add depth and richness to its emotional core. The magic of the Polar Express lies in its ability to make you feel something greater than the sum of its parts. It's a beautifully crafted story of how we rediscover our connection to the world around us, especially through the lens of something as wonderful as the Christmas season. So, as we reflect on the film's enchanting ride, we can't help but marvel at the way it captures the magic of Christmas and the power of belief. The Polar Express isn't just about a train or a trip to the North Pole. It's about a moment in time when everything we thought was impossible becomes possible. It's about holding on to the things that matter most, no matter how much the world around us might try to convince us otherwise. With its magical visuals, memorable characters, and timeless themes, The Polar Express will continue to be a classic holiday favorite for years to come. Whether you're revisiting it for the 100th time or experiencing it for the first time, there's no denying the charm and wonder of this remarkable film. It's a journey that never truly ends because the magic it imparts stays with you long after the movie is over. The scene opens on a quiet Christmas Eve, with snow falling gently outside and a young boy lying awake in his bed. He's filled with doubts, the kind that come when you begin to lose faith in the magic of the world. Santa Claus, the jolly man who once represented all things joyful and wondrous, seems like a distant fantasy. The boy has reached the age where such beliefs no longer make sense. He's no longer sure what's real and what's not, and the magic of Christmas has faded in his eyes. But then, everything changes in an instant. The sound of a distant rumbling breaks the stillness of the night. At first, it's faint, like the hum of something large moving in the distance. The boy looks out of his window, his eyes wide with curiosity, and there it is, the magnificent Polar Express, a massive train gleaming under the moonlight, parked right in front of his house. The train seems to call to him, its lights shining brightly in the night, as though inviting him to come aboard for an adventure beyond his wildest dreams. He hesitates at first, unsure whether this is a dream or reality. But the train's conductor, played by Tom Hanks in various roles, steps off the train and invites him aboard, promising that it will take him to the North Pole. With a sense of wonder and excitement, the boy boards the train, joining several other children who, like him, are on their way to meet Santa. The train is like nothing he's ever seen, a sleek, magical vessel filled with mystery and excitement. It's a place where the impossible seems possible, and there's an air of uncertainty and thrill that envelopes the entire atmosphere. The passengers, a collection of children from different walks of life, each with their own story, sit in awe of what is unfolding before them. There's the girl who seems too mature for her age, the boy who's brimming with excitement, and of course, the protagonist, the young boy who is still grappling with the reality of the moment. As the train starts its journey, the boy's skepticism still lingers. He watches as the snowy landscape speeds past, feeling the warmth of the train car against the cold winter night outside. The air is thick with the smell of hot chocolate, and the children are served cups of the rich, steaming beverage, which only adds to the magic of the ride. But even as he takes in the spectacle, the boy can't shake the feeling that this is all a little too strange, too surreal to be real. But as the night goes on, and the train races toward the North Pole, he begins to feel the weight of his doubts lifting. In the midst of the journey, the train encounters a series of strange events that challenge the boys' skepticism even further. The first of these occurs when the children are introduced to the train's conductor, who plays a key role in guiding them through their adventure. The conductor, with his calm yet authoritative presence, exudes a sense of reassurance, even though the situation itself is anything but ordinary. As the children sit in their seats, the conductor begins to speak of the importance of belief and how the journey thereon is more than just a simple train ride, it's a test of faith. The train continues its journey through vast, frozen landscapes, speeding along rails that seem to stretch forever into the snow-covered wilderness. The sense of motion is unrelenting, and the kids are left to wonder where the train is headed and what awaits them when they reach the North Pole. Along the way, the film plays with the concept of time and space, making the children feel as though they are traveling through not just distance but through something far more mysterious and intangible. One of the key moments that solidifies the magic of the ride is when the children are given a chance to experience the train's thrilling ride up a steep hill. The train accelerates at a breathtaking speed, pushing the boundaries of physics, and the children are thrown into the excitement of the moment. It's a moment of exhilaration and pure joy, a moment that shatters any lingering doubt about the reality of the adventure they're on. The animation of this sequence is dynamic, with rapid cuts and sweeping camera angles that make the viewer feel the thrill and the rush of the ride. But as the train climbs higher into the mountains, the stakes of the journey become clearer. The children begin to realize that they are not just passengers on a train, they are on a mission. The boy, who has been reserved and somewhat skeptical, begins to feel the weight of this journey and its meaning. Each child is headed toward a significant experience that will test their beliefs, their fears, and their hopes. The boy's journey is just beginning, and he's starting to realize that there's more at stake than simply meeting Santa Claus. One of the most notable sequences in the first part of the film happens when the train encounters a precarious situation on a narrow bridge. As the train approaches the bridge, there's a sudden shift in the atmosphere. The children watch in awe as the train begins to lurch and sway, its tracks appearing to disintegrate into nothingness as they near the edge. The suspense in this moment is palpable, and it feels as if the train might topple off the tracks at any second. But instead of succumbing to fear, the children rally together, leaning on one another for support, and they overcome the challenge together. This sequence serves as an important moment of growth for the boy, who begins to understand that belief, trust, and courage are essential to the adventure ahead. After this dramatic moment, the mood shifts and the journey resumes. The children are still unsure about what lies ahead, but they now have a sense of unity and determination. The train continues its rapid journey toward the North Pole, and the boy becomes more and more intrigued by the idea of Santa Claus, of belief, and of what it truly means to be a part of something larger than oneself. He begins to reflect on the lessons the conductor and the other passengers have shared with him, and his skepticism begins to dissolve, replaced by a growing sense of wonder. As the journey progresses, the boy starts to bond with the other children on the train. They share stories, laughter, and moments of vulnerability, and the sense of camaraderie that develops between them is an essential part of the journey. The boy, who started off as a lone skeptic, begins to embrace the idea that belief isn't just about seeing with the eyes, it's about feeling with the heart. He learns that the magic of Christmas is not bound by what's visible to the eye, but by the spirit of generosity, kindness, and hope that exists in all of us. As the train continues its journey through the night, the stakes get higher. The children are now more invested in their mission, their individual experiences guiding them closer to the central theme of the story, the power of belief. Each child's experience, from the boys to the others, begins to align with the greater mission of reaching the North Pole. This sets the stage for the next part of the journey, where the culmination of these experiences will bring the children face to face with Santa Claus himself, and more importantly, the meaning of their adventure. In these early moments, the Polar Express lays the foundation for a transformative journey that will reshape the boy's understanding of the world around him. Through the use of dynamic animation, emotional storytelling, and the gradual development of the boy's character, the film brings to life a world where magic exists, but only for those who believe. The key events up to this point, such as the train's magical departure, the encounter with the conductor, and the treacherous bridge sequence, serve as building blocks in the boy's emotional and psychological journey, each one inching him closer to a deeper understanding of the importance of belief. As the first part of the journey unfolds, we see that The Polar Express isn't just a simple holiday film. It's a story about faith, belief, and the power of imagination. It's about a young boy's struggle to hold on to something intangible and fleeting, something that, in the end, is more important than anything tangible or material. Through every challenge and triumph, the boy grows, learns, and slowly but surely reawakens to the magic that he thought he had lost forever. The adventure on the Polar Express is about to take its most exciting turn yet, and we, along with the boy, can't wait to see where it leads. The journey on the Polar Express has already proven to be more than just a ride. It's become a quest. As the train continues its relentless journey through the snow-covered wilderness, the mood intensifies, and the stakes of the adventure grow even higher. The boy, who had once been filled with doubts, now begins to feel the weight of the experience bearing down on him. The journey to the North Pole is not just about meeting Santa Claus, it's about understanding the true meaning of Christmas, of belief, and of the magic that binds us all. As the train speeds through the icy landscapes, the children aboard are caught in a series of increasingly dangerous and thrilling events. They are all headed toward the same destination, but each of them is on their own individual journey, a journey that will ultimately test their faith in different ways. The boy, who had started out as a skeptic, is beginning to realize that his belief is what will ultimately guide him toward the North Pole and to whatever lesson lies ahead. The next major event occurs when the train approaches a particularly treacherous section of its route. The tracks are iced over, and the train is in danger of slipping off the rails. The children are shaken as the train lurches and sways, but through a series of fast-paced, suspense-filled moments, they manage to overcome this obstacle. The sense of urgency and danger is palpable as the conductor takes charge, showing a level of calm leadership that reassures the children, even as they continue to face imminent peril. It's a turning point for the boy, as he realizes that his ability to trust, to believe in the impossible, is what will carry him, and the other children, through this journey. But as the danger subsides, a new challenge emerges. The train is now nearing the North Pole, and the children are filled with a sense of anticipation and wonder. The boy, still unsure of what to expect, looks out the window and is struck by the sight of the enormous, snow-covered expanse ahead. The North Pole is not just a physical destination, it's a place that represents something much more significant, the heart of Christmas itself. And as the train draws closer, the boy begins to understand that the true magic of the journey lies not in the destination, but in the act of believing. The train arrives at the North Pole, and what they find is a spectacle beyond anything they could have imagined. The city is bustling with activity, with elves working tirelessly to prepare for the big night. The air is alive with energy, and the boy can hardly believe what he's seeing. This is the place where the magic happens, the place where Santa Claus works his wonders and prepares for the worldwide delivery of gifts. The children step off the train and into a world of enchantment, where the lines between reality and fantasy are completely blurred. The boy's adventure takes a new turn as he begins to explore this magical world. The elves, with their cheerful demeanor and unflagging work ethic, seem to represent the spirit of Christmas itself. The boy is in awe of everything around him, the towering Christmas trees, the sparkling lights, the festive decorations. But there's one thing that continues to trouble him, the idea of what he believes. He's seen so much already, and yet he's still unsure whether he can truly believe in Santa Claus and all the magic of Christmas. As the children wander through the North Pole, they eventually find themselves in front of the Grand Santa's workshop. It's here that the boy's journey reaches a critical point. He's given the chance to meet Santa Claus, but before he can, he's faced with a moment of doubt. There's a gift, a special bell from Santa's sleigh, that is meant to be given to the child who truly believes. The bell, however, is not visible to the naked eye, and only those who truly believe can hear its chime. The boy is presented with the bell, but as he holds it in his hand, he's filled with doubt. Can he hear it? Can he truly believe in the magic of Christmas? He shakes the bell, but all he hears is silence. It's a painful moment of realization for him. He's not sure if he's ready to let go of his skepticism and embrace the magic of Christmas once more. This moment of doubt is pivotal. It's a reflection of the internal struggle that many people experience as they grow older. The boy is grappling with the transition from childhood innocence to a more cynical view of the world. He wants to believe, but he's afraid to let go of the logic that has guided him for so long. But in that moment, something changes. The boy's heart begins to open up, and he hears the faintest chime of the bell. It's subtle, but it's there. The bell rings, and the boy realizes that he has finally found what he's been searching for: belief. With this newfound sense of belief, the boy's journey comes full circle. He is no longer the skeptic who doubted everything around him. He has learned to embrace the magic of Christmas, to accept that some things cannot be explained by logic, but are meant to be felt with the heart. The bell is a symbol of this transformation, a reminder that the true spirit of Christmas lies not in what we see, but in what we feel and believe. As the boy makes this realization, the film reaches its emotional climax. Santa Claus himself appears, played by Tom Hanks in yet another role, and the boy is filled with awe and wonder. The North Pole is not just a place of magic. It's a place where the impossible becomes possible, where dreams come true, and where the spirit of Christmas lives. The boy finally understands what the journey was all about. Not just meeting Santa, but rediscovering the magic of the season. But the film doesn't end there. As the children prepare to leave the North Pole and head back home, the boy is given one last lesson in belief. The bell, now ringing clearly in his hand, serves as a reminder that the magic of Christmas is never truly gone. It lives in our hearts, as long as we believe. The children return to the train, and as they ride back toward their homes, the boy reflects on the journey and what he has learned. As the train reaches the boy's house, he steps off with a sense of wonder and fulfillment. He's no longer the same child who boarded the train at the beginning of the night. He's grown, both in his understanding of the world and in his ability to believe in the magic that surrounds him. He's learned that Christmas isn't just about presents or decorations. It's about faith, hope, and the willingness to believe in something greater than ourselves. The final moments of the film offer a touching resolution. The boy, now older, hears the faint sound of the bell once again. He may not be able to hear it as clearly as he did that magical night, but he knows it's there. The bell is a symbol of the Christmas spirit that will remain with him throughout his life, and it serves as a reminder that belief, once found, never truly fades. The Polar Express comes to a close, leaving the audience with a sense of warmth, nostalgia, and wonder. The boy's journey was not just one of physical distance, but of emotional and spiritual growth. He set out questioning the world, but by the end of the film, he has rediscovered the magic that makes life worth living. The journey of the Polar Express is a timeless reminder of the power of belief, and the idea that as long as we hold on to that belief, the magic of Christmas will never fade away. At the heart of the Polar Express is a young boy who remains nameless throughout the entire film, embodying the universal experience of childhood wonder and the challenging journey of growing up. His character is at the center of the film's exploration of belief, magic, and the transition from skepticism to faith. Through his eyes, the audience experiences the roller coaster of emotions and realizations that come with trying to hold on to childhood innocence while being pulled into a world of logic and reason. His journey is not just physical, but deeply emotional and spiritual. At the beginning of the film, the boy is portrayed as a skeptic. He lies awake in his bed on Christmas Eve, unable to sleep because of the growing doubts in his mind. He wants to believe in Santa Claus, but the evidence around him points to the idea that Santa might just be a figment of childhood imagination. The boy represents the conflict many children face as they grow older, the tug between the innocence of childhood belief and the emerging voice of reason that suggests those beliefs may no longer hold water. This doubt is not just a passing moment. It's an internal battle for the boy, who wonders if he will ever experience the magic of Christmas in the way he used to. His skepticism is palpable, and the boy's disillusionment is understandable. It's a part of growing up, where children begin to question the stories they've been told and start to see the world through a more critical lens. His reaction to the sound of the Polar Express pulling up to his home is one of hesitation. Instead of rushing outside in excitement like a child might expect, he is cautious and almost reluctant to believe that something as extraordinary as a train to the North Pole could be real. Even when the train conductor invites him aboard, the boy still doesn't trust that this is anything more than a dream or some trick of the imagination. However, as the journey progresses, the boy's character begins to evolve. The train ride itself becomes a catalyst for his transformation. The first major shift occurs when the boy gets on the train. The conductor's calm, authoritative presence, combined with the bizarre and dreamlike nature of the entire experience, slowly begins to break down his walls. The boy is surrounded by other children, each of them more willing to accept the journey for what it is, an adventure into the unknown. They represent a variety of personalities, but each of them approaches the journey with an open heart and a sense of wonder that the boy is initially unable to tap into. He feels alone in his doubt, unsure whether he is even meant to be on this train, let alone believe in the magic it represents. Throughout the train ride, the boy's character is tested in various ways. The perilous situations that arise, such as when the train slides dangerously along the icy tracks or when it almost crashes, force him to confront his fears and doubts head-on. There are moments when the boy wants to give in to his skepticism and turn away from what's happening around him. But as he watches the other children and begins to interact with them, he starts to see that there's something important about holding on to that sense of childlike belief. The boy's internal struggle between logic and magic becomes more evident as he observes how the other children accept the train's journey without question. One of the key moments in his development occurs when the train reaches the North Pole. The boy has had the opportunity to experience the impossible. He has ridden on a magical train, he has traveled across an enchanted landscape, and he is now in a place where Christmas magic is alive and tangible. Despite this overwhelming evidence that his doubts may have been unfounded, he still struggles to believe in the final step, the presence of Santa Claus himself. In the North Pole, the boy faces a moment of profound self-doubt. He is given the opportunity to ring a bell from Santa's sleigh, but he cannot hear it ring. The bell, a symbol of Christmas magic and faith, is only audible to those who truly believe. At this moment, the boy is faced with the realization that his skepticism has led to a kind of blindness, a failure to truly embrace the magic around him. The boy shakes the bell, and for a moment, all he hears is silence. This silence represents the doubt that still resides within him. This is the most significant turning point for the boy's character. The boy stands at a crossroads. He can either continue to doubt and let go of the magic or embrace the wonder and belief that the experience offers. His internal conflict reaches a peak as he faces the choice of accepting Santa and the magic of Christmas, or walking away from it forever. In this critical moment, something inside the boy shifts. It's as though he finally allows himself to believe. He hears the faintest chime of the bell, and in that moment, he fully understands that Christmas magic is real, and that the power of belief is not just about seeing or hearing, it's about feeling it in your heart. The boy's transformation is a subtle, yet profound one. By the time he meets Santa Claus and steps into the magic of the North Pole, he is no longer the skeptic who boarded the train. He is a boy who has learned that faith and belief are not things that can be explained, they are to be experienced and felt. The boy's belief is no longer just an intellectual exercise, it has become an emotional and spiritual journey. His evolution from doubt to belief is the heart of the story. Santa Claus, portrayed by Tom Hanks, serves as a guiding figure in the boy's journey. Though Santa's role is brief, it is powerful. Santa represents the embodiment of everything the boy needs to believe in: joy, wonder, and the spirit of Christmas. When Santa speaks to the boy, he does so with the warmth and wisdom of someone who understands that belief isn't just a matter of the senses, it's a matter of the soul. The boy's interaction with Santa is pivotal because it's the moment that cements his transformation. He is no longer a passive observer of magic. He is an active participant in it. Beyond the boy, the other children on the train offer glimpses into the different facets of belief and wonder. Each child represents a different perspective on the Christmas experience. The girl who eagerly embraces the journey embodies the innocence and wonder of childhood. The boy who is initially annoyed by the journey represents those who struggle to hold on to belief, while the other characters who remain skeptical show how different personalities experience the magic in varying ways. These characters help to highlight the universal nature of belief and how it manifests differently in each person. They also serve as a reflection of the boy's journey. He is not alone in his struggles, and he finds strength in seeing the other children experience the magic in their own ways. The boy's character development is the key to the emotional core of the Polar Express. His transformation from doubt to belief mirrors the journey that many children and adults take as they navigate the pressures of growing up and losing that sense of wonder. The boy's character arc is a reminder that the magic of Christmas, of any holiday or special time, isn't just about the external decorations, gifts, or grand gestures. It's about the inner transformation of belief, the willingness to see the world with wonder, and the ability to hold on to those things that are felt, not seen. As the boy's journey progresses, it becomes clear that his development isn't just about accepting the magic of Christmas. It's about embracing the broader idea of wonder, mystery, and belief in things beyond our understanding. By the end of the film, the boy's character arc is completed. He is no longer the skeptical child who needed proof. He is a child who understands that belief, in its truest sense, is something that doesn't need to be proven. It simply needs to be embraced. The boy's journey serves as an inspiring reminder that as we grow older, it's not just the world around us that changes, but our capacity to believe and experience wonder. Through his eyes, we are reminded that magic is real, not because we can see it, but because we choose to believe in it. The Polar Express is a film that, even though it takes place in a world of magic and wonder, has its own set of fascinating and, at times, strange facts behind the scenes. From the unique filmmaking techniques used to create the stunning visuals to the quirky occurrences during production, the making of this 2004 Christmas classic is filled with unexpected twists. These stories and little-known details about the movie's creation provide a deeper appreciation of the magic that was made behind the camera. So, let's explore some of the most intriguing behind-the-scenes facts about the Polar Express, a film that is as rich in production history as it is in festive cheer. One of the most significant aspects of the film's production was its groundbreaking use of motion capture technology. While motion capture had been used in films before, it had never been implemented on such a large scale, and certainly not to the extent seen in the Polar Express. The filmmakers used motion capture to digitally recreate the characters and their environments, an innovation that was ahead of its time. The process was labor-intensive and required a great deal of precision. Actors would wear special suits fitted with sensors to capture their movements, which were then translated into digital characters. The technology was still in its infancy, and there were several challenges in translating the actors' performances into the lifelike CGI characters that would eventually populate the screen. This was the first time many viewers saw such realistic animated characters on the big screen, making it an important milestone in the development of digital filmmaking. However, the motion capture technology was not without its strange occurrences. For example, Tom Hanks, who played multiple roles in the film, most notably that of the conductor, had to perform in a motion capture suit that required him to wear a large, bulbous helmet. This helmet was designed to capture the slightest movement of his head, but it was so cumbersome that Hanks found it difficult to even perform basic actions. There were reports that Hanks had to frequently stop filming because the helmet would interfere with his movements, sometimes preventing him from completing even simple lines of dialogue. Despite these challenges, Hanks pushed through, not just for his role as the conductor but for other characters as well, including Santa Claus and the hobo, each requiring a different energy and mindset. One of the strangest facts about the production process is that Hanks' characters, despite being digital creations, were all modeled based on his actual facial expressions and movements. The filmmakers wanted to ensure that his characters had the same nuanced, human qualities as his live-action performances, so they used advanced technology to map his face and movements. In fact, the entire team was so dedicated to getting the details just right that the animators spent hours studying every facial twitch, eyebrow movement, and even the subtle shifts in Hank's voice, making the characters as lifelike as possible. The final result, animated characters that felt like they had a human soul, was a testament to the dedication of the crew. But it wasn't just Hanks who faced the challenges of motion capture. Other actors, including Peter Scolari, who voiced the role of Billy the Lonely Boy, also had to adapt to the technology. Scolari was tasked with creating an emotional performance without being able to physically interact with his fellow actors, as the animation team would later animate the scenes based on his performance. The actors often found themselves performing in isolated stages, surrounded by green screens and motion capture dots, with little or no visual context to guide their performances. This presented an unusual challenge because they had to imagine the world around them without any actual sets or props. In a further twist, the filmmakers used a method known as virtual cinematography, which allowed them to capture the scenes in the same way traditional cameras would, but without the use of physical cameras at all. This gave the team the freedom to manipulate the shot angles and the environments in ways that would have been impossible with traditional filmmaking techniques. The virtual cameras used in the film allowed the directors to move through the space as if they were controlling a camera on set, but they were actually manipulating the 3D environments in real time. It was a completely new approach to filmmaking, and the results were stunning. The fluidity of the camera movements, the sweeping shots of the Polar Express chugging through snowy landscapes, and the intricate details of the North Pole. Each of these aspects of the film benefited greatly from this new technique. Another fascinating detail involves the use of sound. When you watch the Polar Express, you'll notice that the film's sound design plays a huge role in bringing the magical world to life. The sound team worked tirelessly to create immersive auditory experiences that would make the audience feel as though they were truly on the train, traveling through snowy landscapes and meeting magical characters. One of the most interesting sound effects used in the movie is the sound of the train itself. The filmmakers didn't just record the sound of a rail train on tracks. They went to great lengths to ensure that the sound of the Polar Express was both realistic and magical. The sound team employed an intricate mix of real-world sounds, such as steam and train wheels, and enhanced them with fantastical elements, making the train sound like something straight out of a dream. This combination of sound and visual effects created a kind of sensory experience that drew viewers into the world of the film, making it feel more immersive than your typical holiday movie. A particularly surprising detail was how the sound of the bell, which plays such an important role in the film's theme of belief, was created. For the sound of the bell ringing, the team used a real bell, but they added layers of sound to give it an ethereal, magical quality. The bell itself was meant to symbolize the fragility of belief, and the team worked hard to capture the subtle resonance that would evoke the feeling of magic and wonder. The bell's chime became more than just a sound. It became a symbol, and its emotional resonance tied directly to the boys' journey of belief. Of course, the making of the Polar Express also involved its fair share of unusual events during production. One such story revolves around the film's Christmas scenes. When the production crew set out to create the snow-covered landscapes of the North Pole, they wanted the scenes to look as realistic as possible. But in a twist of irony, the crew discovered that the real snow, when brought onto set, didn't have the right aesthetic. The filmmakers had to rely on artificial snow to create the desired effect. In some scenes, the snowflakes were not allowed to melt during filming, which required careful control over the temperature of the set. This created a bizarre situation where the crew would have to monitor the artificial snow closely, ensuring that it looked realistic while also preventing it from turning into slush under the hot studio lights. Another strange fact is that the motion capture technology used for the characters wasn't just a technical marvel. It also required the entire crew to rethink how they approached directing and acting. The actors had to perform in full body suits with reflective markers placed all over their bodies, and many of the scenes were shot with no physical sets. This meant that the crew had to imagine what the audience would eventually see. The Polar Express world had to be built in post-production, so actors would perform their scenes without seeing their surroundings. This method of acting blind, as some of the crew called it, was an unusual challenge, as the actors had to trust that their performances would be brought to life later through the magic of digital technology. In addition to the technical innovations and unusual production circumstances, the Polar Express also has some fun trivia that may surprise you. For example, did you know that Tom Hanks voices multiple characters in the film? Not only does he play the conductor, But he also provides the voice for Santa Claus and the hobo, as well as the boy's father. This is a testament to Hank's versatility as an actor, but also a testament to the film's innovative approach to storytelling. Rather than hiring multiple actors for each character, the filmmakers used the technology to create multiple versions of Hanks, each bringing their own unique qualities to the role. Another fun fact is that The Polar Express was the first full-length feature film to be released in the IMAX 3D format. The filmmakers took full advantage of this new format, creating some breathtaking sequences that allowed the audience to feel as though they were physically on the Polar Express, racing through the snow and flying through the night sky. The 3D experience was more than just a visual novelty. It was designed to enhance the immersive, magical quality of the film, and for many viewers, it succeeded in doing just that. Ultimately, the making of the Polar Express is a story of innovation, creativity, and overcoming obstacles to bring a unique holiday vision to life. From the challenges of motion capture technology to the unusual events that unfolded during production, these behind-the-scenes stories provide a glimpse into the hard work and magic that went into creating this beloved Christmas film. Each fact, each challenge, and each creative decision played a role in making the Polar Express the cinematic treasure it is today. The Polar Express, 2004, directed by Robert Zemeckis, is a film that delves deep into the themes of belief, childhood innocence, and the holiday spirit. It has been a holiday classic for many since its release, offering a breathtaking visual experience and a heartwarming message. But beyond its surface of magical train rides and enchanting snow-filled landscapes, the film carries with it several critical events that have shaped its reception and solidified its place in cinematic history. These events are not just key moments within the plot, but also crucial turning points that contribute to the emotional and thematic resonance of the film. One of the most significant events in the Polar Express happens early in the film when the boy hears the train arriving at his home. This scene sets the tone for everything that follows, as it establishes the film's central theme of belief. The moment when the boy steps outside and sees the majestic Polar Express, gleaming in the snow, is designed to be both thrilling and dreamlike. This moment doesn't just mark the beginning of his journey, it is the catalyst for his transformation. From a critical perspective, this event is essential because it exemplifies the film's ability to capture the essence of wonderment that children experience when their imaginations run wild. The train itself, with its glowing lights and unstoppable force, represents possibility, adventure, and, most significantly, belief in the impossible. The boy's initial hesitation before boarding the train mirrors the skepticism that many people feel when they are asked to believe in something they cannot see or understand. But once he boards the train, there is no turning back. His journey into the heart of Christmas, and belief itself, has begun. The boy's journey is not without its challenges. One of the most pivotal events occurs on the train ride itself when the boy meets the conductor, played by Tom Hanks. The conductor serves as a guide not just through the snowy landscapes but through the boy's own psychological journey. The conductor's role is one of authority and mystery. He presents a world where the impossible happens, but he is not a figure who insists on magic for its own sake. Instead, he encourages the boy to trust his instincts and believe in what is right in front of him. This interaction sets the stage for the boy's development as he learns to navigate the tricky terrain of belief and doubt. From a critical standpoint, this moment is significant because it shows how the film uses its magical elements to explore deeper emotional truths. As the journey continues, we meet other characters on the train, each of whom serves as a catalyst for the boy's understanding of himself and the world. The scene where the boy interacts with Billy, the lonely child, is another pivotal moment. Billy's character is an important counterpoint to the boy's experience. He is shy and reluctant to believe in the magic of Christmas, and his experience highlights a common fear: the fear of being left out or of not being worthy of magic. The bond that forms between the boy and Billy is one of the emotional cores of the film. Their relationship serves as a reminder that belief is not always about having faith in something abstract, but about having faith in one another. Billy's story is one of overcoming loneliness and self-doubt, which speaks to the universal desire to be accepted and loved. The emotional resonance of this scene lies in its ability to evoke empathy, making it relatable for audiences of all ages. However, the most significant event in the Polar Express happens toward the end of the film, when the boy reaches the North Pole. This is the culmination of his journey, not just through physical distance but through emotional and psychological growth. The North Pole represents the ultimate test of the boy's belief. It is a place where the extraordinary becomes ordinary, and where the boy is finally confronted with the ultimate question: do you believe? The North Pole, as depicted in the film, is an otherworldly and magical place, but it is also a place of truth. It is where Santa Claus resides, the embodiment of Christmas magic. For the boy, reaching this destination means more than just meeting Santa. It means confronting his doubts and learning to embrace belief without reservation. The event is a visual spectacle, but its emotional impact is far deeper. Santa's arrival, followed by the moment where the boy is chosen to receive the first gift of Christmas, is charged with symbolism. It is not just a moment of magical realism. It is a moment that signifies the boy's own passage from skepticism to full belief. The first gift of Christmas is not just a material item. It is a symbol of the boy's transformation. In receiving the gift, the boy also receives the assurance that his belief is validated. The film ends on a note of emotional fulfillment as the boy returns home, the bell from Santa's sleigh ringing in his hand as proof of his journey, both literal and metaphorical. This final moment, when the boy's parents cannot hear the bell, serves as a poignant reminder of the movie's central theme. That belief, especially in the magic of Christmas, is an intensely personal experience. It is something that can't be forced on others. It is something that must be embraced individually. From a critical perspective, this ending is a powerful commentary on the nature of belief itself. The film suggests that belief is not something that can be proven to others, but it is something that can be felt and known within. The boy's journey of faith is symbolic not just of Christmas but of the growth and maturation that all children go through as they face the complexities of the world around them. The film does not shy away from showing the conflict between skepticism and belief, and it captures that tension with grace. At the same time, it shows the importance of holding onto one's belief, even in the face of doubt or external pressure. The resolution of the film, where the boy comes to accept that his belief is valuable even if no one else shares it, adds a layer of emotional complexity that elevates the story beyond the confines of a simple holiday tale. The film's emotional resonance is also shaped by its music and sound design, which are critical in conveying the emotional depth of the boy's journey. The score, composed by Alan Silvestri, is lush and sweeping, matching the grandeur of the story's magical elements. The music serves as an emotional guide throughout the film, swelling with intensity during moments of excitement and wonder, and quieting to a gentle, reflective tone during moments of doubt. The song Believe, performed by Josh Groban, plays a pivotal role in reinforcing the thematic core of the film. Its lyrics are directly tied to the boy's journey, encapsulating the essence of belief and the hope that accompanies it. The song's presence in the film is a reminder that belief is not just a passive act. It is something that requires commitment and trust. It is not simply a child's fantasy. It is a sentiment that resonates with all ages. In terms of reception, The Polar Express has often been seen as a film that appeals to both children and adults. Its themes of belief, childhood innocence, and the magic of Christmas resonate universally. Yet, there have also been criticisms, particularly regarding the film's use of motion capture technology. Some critics noted that while the technology was impressive, it resulted in characters that felt more uncanny than lifelike, which created a somewhat eerie atmosphere in certain scenes. Despite these critiques, many still praised the film for its ambition and its ability to capture the spirit of Christmas in a way that had not been done before. The film's groundbreaking animation techniques were seen as a major achievement, even if they sometimes detracted from the emotional connection with the characters. The blending of traditional holiday storytelling with cutting-edge technology is, in itself, a fascinating aspect of the film's legacy. On the other hand, The Polar Express has become a holiday staple, often included in Christmas movie marathons on TV and in theaters. Its visual spectacle, emotional depth, and timeless themes of belief and childhood wonder have made it a favorite among audiences of all ages. The critical reception, despite its mixed reviews at the time of release, has been overwhelmingly positive in the years since, as more people have come to appreciate the film's emotional and thematic layers. The use of motion capture, once seen as a limitation, is now regarded as one of the film's defining features, and the magical realism of the story has cemented its place as a classic in the genre. In conclusion, The Polar Express is a film that resonates with audiences not only because of its stunning visuals and magical world, but also because of its ability to tap into universal emotions and themes. The key events in the film, whether they involve the boy's interactions with the conductor, his journey to the North Pole, or his moment of transformation, serve to highlight the importance of belief in both personal and collective contexts. The film's impact lies in its ability to convey the emotional power of believing in something intangible, and its lasting appeal comes from the way it makes viewers of all ages reflect on their own sense of wonder and faith. The making of The Polar Express, 2004, was a monumental endeavor in filmmaking, blending cutting-edge technology, classic storytelling, and a creative team dedicated to bringing the magic of the holiday season to life. The journey from concept to screen was far from ordinary, involving challenges, breakthroughs, and fascinating behind-the-scenes stories that contributed to the film's lasting legacy. To truly appreciate the magic of The Polar Express, one must first understand the innovative processes that went into its creation. The film's most notable technical achievement was its groundbreaking use of motion capture technology. Directed by Robert Zemeckis, The Polar Express was one of the first films to use motion capture on such a large scale for an animated feature. This technology allowed the filmmakers to capture the movements of live actors and translate them into digital characters. It was an ambitious experiment, as Zemeckis aimed to create a world that felt real and immersive, yet still retained the fantastical elements that are essential to a Christmas story. The process involved placing actors in motion capture suits that had hundreds of tiny sensors to track every nuance of their movements. The actors would perform scenes in these suits, and their physical actions were then transferred to digital models that would become the characters of the film. One of the most interesting facts about the motion capture process was that it involved a remarkable amount of detail. For example, Tom Hanks, who voiced and performed the motion capture for multiple characters, including the conductor and Santa Claus, had to undergo extensive facial capture as well. Hanks's facial expressions, every raised eyebrow and subtle smile, were meticulously mapped and then transferred to his digital counterpart. This required the use of special cameras that captured his face from every angle, allowing the filmmakers to create incredibly realistic, expressive digital characters. For the actors, this was an entirely new experience. They had to perform not just with their bodies but with their faces and emotions in a way that was different from traditional voice acting. The character of the boy, the film's protagonist, was also created using motion capture. His movements were based on the physical actions of a young actor, and his expressions were based on the work of animators who brought his digital counterpart to life. The technology allowed the filmmakers to maintain the essence of a live-action performance, but with the freedom of animation. The characters' faces, in particular, were a point of interest throughout the production. The filmmakers worked tirelessly to ensure that the characters' emotions would read clearly, despite being rendered as digital creations. While the technology was revolutionary, it also presented a unique challenge for the animators. They had to strike a delicate balance between achieving realism and maintaining the film's dreamlike, magical quality. But motion capture was just one part of the technical achievement that was The Polar Express. Another groundbreaking aspect of the film's production was its use of 3D technology. The filmmakers wanted to immerse the audience in the world of The Polar Express, and 3D provided the perfect medium for this vision. The film was one of the first major animated films to be released in 3D, and this decision had a profound effect on the film's final look. The 3D elements were not used simply for spectacle but to enhance the emotional and narrative elements of the story. For instance, during the scene where the boy first boards the train, the 3D effects heighten the sense of adventure and excitement, making the train's massive, glowing form feel larger than life. The snow, the scenery, and the train all appear to be within reach, enveloping the viewer in the experience. The 3D elements played a crucial role in creating the immersive, magical world of the film, allowing the audience to feel as if they were right there, riding alongside the characters on the Polar Express. In addition to the technical feats, the film's production was characterized by a tight-knit, dedicated crew. The animators, visual effects artists, and production designers worked tirelessly to bring the world of the Polar Express to life. One of the standout elements of the film's visual design is the attention to detail in the setting. The train itself, with its shining metal exterior and grand design, is nothing short of spectacular. The snowy landscapes, the towering mountains, and the ethereal North Pole were all meticulously crafted to evoke a sense of wonder and awe. Every detail in the setting was carefully considered to enhance the sense of magic and holiday spirit. Behind the scenes, the production team faced the challenge of creating a world that was not only visually stunning but also emotionally engaging. The filmmakers understood that the Polar Express was more than just a visual spectacle. It had to resonate with audiences on a deeper level. The emotional core of the film centers around the theme of belief, and it was up to the crew to make sure that this theme was not lost in the translation from page to screen. Every set, every animation choice, and every lighting decision was made with this in mind. The snow-covered landscapes, the warmth of the train, and the glowing lights all contributed to creating an atmosphere that reflected the boys' emotional journey. One of the most fun behind-the-scenes stories comes from the film's use of performance capture, the advanced form of motion capture used to record the actors' performances. Tom Hanks, who played several key roles, including the conductor and Santa Claus, was a major part of this process. His versatility as an actor was put to the test as he portrayed multiple characters, each with their own distinct personalities and mannerisms. For example, the conductor had a more authoritative and composed presence, while Santa Claus exuded warmth and cheer. Hanks's performance as these characters was integral to bringing them to life, and the motion capture process allowed the animators to capture his subtleties in a way that traditional animation could not. The filmmakers often joked about how much fun Hanks had switching between his roles, with each character requiring a slightly different type of performance. In one memorable anecdote, Hanks would often joke about how he had to play a train conductor and then immediately switch to being Santa, sometimes within minutes of each other, all while wearing the same motion capture suit. Another fascinating detail involves the process of creating the film's iconic train. The Polar Express, which is the central piece of the film's plot, was designed to be a perfect blend of fantasy and realism. The train was based on a real-life steam locomotive, but the filmmakers took creative liberties to make it stand out as something extraordinary. The train's design was inspired by the classic look of early 20th century trains, but was also given a modern twist to ensure it felt timeless and magical. The train's gleaming lights, its intricate details, and its majestic form were all crafted with the goal of making it an unforgettable part of the film's visual landscape. The train's design went through several iterations, and the filmmakers even consulted with engineers to make sure the train's movements and mechanics felt believable. They wanted the train to feel like a character in itself, one that would be just as memorable as the people aboard it. The production also took full advantage of its filming location. The film's setting is a blend of realism and fantasy, with the train traveling through snowy forests, over icy rivers, and into the magical North Pole. The filmmakers used cutting-edge software to render these landscapes in great detail, making sure that the environments looked both realistic and magical. Every snowflake, every ice-covered tree, and every frozen river was carefully placed to give the film its dreamlike quality. The film's cinematography was designed to create a sense of wonder, with sweeping shots that took the audience on an immersive journey. Of course, creating the look and feel of the film wouldn't have been possible without the dedicated work of the animation and effects teams. They spent years meticulously working on each frame, making sure the characters' movements were fluid, the lighting was perfect, and the details were spot on. This level of attention to detail is what gives the Polar Express its timeless appeal. Every scene feels like a carefully crafted work of art, from the glistening snowflakes to the flickering lights of the North Pole. Perhaps one of the most surprising aspects of the production was how long it took to finish. The film's animation process took years, with some of the motion capture footage being shot as early as 2002. The team worked tirelessly to ensure that every detail was perfect, and the process was grueling at times. There were countless revisions, test screenings, and adjustments to the animation before the final product was ready for release. The commitment to perfection paid off, as the Polar Express became a visual spectacle that captivated audiences worldwide. Overall, the production of the Polar Express was a testament to the power of innovative filmmaking and the dedication of its creative team. From the use of groundbreaking motion capture technology to the intricate design of the train and landscapes, every aspect of the film was carefully planned and executed. The behind-the-scenes stories from the production crew show just how much effort and passion went into bringing the story of the Polar Express to life. It was a labor of love, and the result is a film that continues to enchant audiences every holiday season. The Polar Express, 2004, is a film that transports its audience into a world where magic and realism blend seamlessly. The settings and locations in this animated film play a critical role in establishing the atmosphere, enhancing the story's themes, and evoking a sense of wonder. With its stunning visuals, innovative cinematography, and carefully crafted environments, the film draws viewers into a fantastical journey that takes them on a train ride to the North Pole, a place filled with mystery, excitement, and holiday magic. The journey begins in the film's most significant and iconic setting, the Polar Express train itself. The train, a massive steam locomotive, serves as both a literal and metaphorical vehicle for the boys' adventure. Its design, a blend of old-world charm and fantastical elements, is reminiscent of early 20th century trains but with a larger-than-life quality that emphasizes its otherworldly nature. The Polar Express is not just a train, it is a symbol of possibility, transformation, and the spirit of Christmas. From the moment the train roars to life in the boys' neighborhood, viewers are transported to a place where the rules of reality don't apply. The design of the train is a masterclass in visual storytelling. Its sleek, metallic surface glints in the moonlight, a symbol of its magical and grandiose nature. The train's massive engine, with its impressive steam billowing into the sky, conveys a sense of power and momentum, as if nothing can stand in its way. The train's interior is equally as impressive, with its gleaming floors, intricate details, and large windows that offer breathtaking views of the winter landscapes. The interior, with its warm golden lights and elegant seating, is a place of comfort and excitement, where the characters, both human and animated, come together to bond over their shared adventure. The train, in all its glory, is a world unto itself, a self-contained microcosm of magic and wonder that sets the tone for the entire film. But while the train is the heart of the story, the settings and locations the Polar Express travels through are just as important to the film's atmosphere. The journey takes the characters through a variety of landscapes, each with its own distinct visual style. The first stop on the journey is the boys' neighborhood, a suburban setting that feels familiar and grounded. As the boy lies in bed, contemplating his doubts about Santa Claus, the quiet and ordinary nature of the neighborhood reflects his sense of uncertainty. The mundane surroundings create a stark contrast to the fantastical events that are about to unfold, enhancing the sense of magic when the Polar Express arrives. Once the boy boards the train, the settings change dramatically. The first location the train travels through is a snow-covered forest, bathed in the soft glow of moonlight. The trees are covered in thick layers of snow, and the ground is blanketed in a pristine white sheet. The snow seems to go on forever, with no end in sight. The forest is both beautiful and eerie, evoking a sense of mystery. It is a place where the ordinary world ends, and the realm of dreams begins. As the Polar Express speeds through the forest, the snowflakes shimmer in the air, further adding to the sense of magic. The landscape outside the train's windows is almost dreamlike, with the snow seeming to dance and swirl in the wind, creating an enchanting atmosphere. The cinematography in this scene adds to the dreamlike quality of the snow-covered forest. The camera captures the delicate movement of the snow, with sweeping shots that convey the vastness of the environment. The snowflakes appear almost tangible, as if the audience could reach out and touch them. The use of light is also important in this scene. The soft, silvery glow of the moonlight reflects off the snow, creating a sense of serenity and wonder. The quiet, tranquil atmosphere of the forest reflects the boys' growing sense of belief in the magic of the journey. As the journey progresses, The settings become increasingly fantastical. The next major location is the icy mountain range that the train must cross to reach the North Pole. The mountains rise dramatically into the sky, their jagged peaks covered in snow and ice. The landscape is treacherous and imposing, a stark contrast to the cozy, magical atmosphere of the train. The icy mountain range serves as a test for the characters, both physically and emotionally. It is a place where they must confront their fears and doubts, making it a key moment in the story's emotional arc. The high-stakes nature of the journey is heightened by the snowstorms and the train's struggle to make it across the frozen landscape. The dramatic visuals of the mountains, vast, cold, and awe-inspiring, add tension and urgency to the story. The cinematography in this scene is intense and dynamic, with the camera capturing the grandeur of the mountains and the perilous journey across the frozen terrain. The sense of scale is emphasized by wide, sweeping shots of the mountains, highlighting their towering presence. The icy landscape is cold and harsh, contrasting with the warmth of the train and its passengers. The camera angles create a feeling of unease and danger as the train weaves precariously through the snowdrifts. The snowstorms add an element of chaos and unpredictability, with snowflakes swirling around the train and obscuring the path ahead. The stormy weather heightens the tension, making the journey feel like a race against time. But even in the midst of this harsh environment, the film's cinematography never loses its sense of wonder. As the Polar Express approaches the North Pole, the icy landscape gives way to a more magical and festive setting. The North Pole, the final destination, is a place where the Christmas spirit comes to life in full force. It is a bustling, vibrant location filled with elves, reindeer, and a towering, glittering Santa's workshop. The North Pole is a place of joy and celebration, where everything is bright, colorful, and full of life. The entire location seems to glow with the warmth and magic of the holiday season, creating a stark contrast to the cold and dangerous environments the train has passed through. The North Pole is the most visually stunning setting in the film, and it is here that the cinematography truly shines. The camera pans across the sparkling lights, the towering Christmas trees, and the bustling elves, capturing the wonder and excitement of the location. The use of light and color is key to creating the festive atmosphere of the North Pole. The warm golden glow of the workshop contrasts with the cool blues and whites of the surrounding snow, creating a harmonious balance between warmth and cold. The festive music and lively sounds of the elves at work add to the sense of joy and celebration, enhancing the mood of the final destination. The cinematography in the North Pole is a visual feast, with every detail carefully crafted to evoke a sense of holiday magic. The camera moves through the vibrant streets of the North Pole, capturing the lively activities of the elves and the bustling energy of the location. The wide shots of the workshop, with its towering walls and intricate details, convey the sense of grandeur and importance of the place. The close-up shots of the elves' faces, filled with joy and excitement, add a personal touch to the magic of the location. The settings in the Polar Express are not just backdrops to the story, they are integral to the film's themes and emotional resonance. Each location reflects the emotional journey of the protagonist, the boy, as he moves from skepticism and doubt to belief and wonder. The ordinary neighborhood where the story begins is a place of uncertainty, while the magical snow-covered forest represents the boy's first step into the unknown. The icy mountains symbolize the challenges and trials the boy must face to reach his destination, while the North Pole represents the fulfillment of his journey and the ultimate reward of believing in something greater than oneself. In terms of visual elements, the film uses a variety of techniques to create mood and tone. The use of lighting is crucial in establishing the film's emotional atmosphere. From the soft, warm glow of the train's interior to the cold, harsh light of the mountain range, the lighting choices help to reinforce the emotional tone of each scene. The use of shadows, in particular, plays an important role in creating a sense of mystery and magic. In the snow-covered forest, for example, the shadows of the trees stretch across the ground, creating a sense of enchantment and anticipation. The film also employs a rich color palette to enhance its mood and tone. The cool blues and whites of the snow and ice contrast with the warm reds and yellows of the train and the North Pole, creating a sense of balance and harmony. The vibrant colors of the North Pole, in particular, evoke a sense of joy and celebration, while the darker tones of the mountain range emphasize the danger and uncertainty of the journey. The cinematography in the Polar Express is not just about capturing stunning visuals. It is about using those visuals to enhance the emotional experience of the audience. The sweeping shots of the landscape, the close-ups of the characters' faces, and the dynamic camera angles all work together to create a film that is immersive, magical, and emotionally resonant. The settings and cinematography in the Polar Express are essential to the story's success, adding depth and richness to the narrative while reinforcing its themes of belief, wonder, and the power of Christmas magic. The Polar Express, 2004, is a film that, while celebrated for its mesmerizing visuals and magical atmosphere, also has an intriguing behind-the-scenes story filled with unexpected challenges and fascinating anecdotes. The making of this animated classic wasn't without its share of surprises, and it was a process that pushed the boundaries of filmmaking technology and creativity. The film's success was not just due to its captivating narrative, but also the innovative techniques and the determination of the cast and crew to bring the story to life. Behind the glowing lights of the North Pole and the mystical train ride, there were many incredible moments that helped shape the Polar Express into the beloved holiday film. It has become the first thing that stands out when you look behind the scenes of the Polar Express is the groundbreaking technology used in its creation. Directed by Robert Zemeckis, the film was one of the first major films to fully embrace motion capture animation, a process that was still in its early stages at the time. Motion capture involves recording the movements of actors and translating them into digital characters, and it was a huge technological leap forward in animation. The filmmakers utilized this technique to bring the characters to life with unprecedented realism and fluidity. However, as with any new technology, there were challenges that came with pushing the boundaries of what was possible. One of the most significant challenges the production faced was capturing the human emotion needed for the characters, particularly in the lead role of the boy. Tom Hanks, who voiced and performed the motion capture for several key characters in the film, including the boy, the conductor, and Santa Claus, had to undergo a complex process of transformation. As the film was being developed, the motion capture technology was not as advanced as it is today. The animators and filmmakers needed to figure out how to capture and translate the nuances of Hank's performance into a digital character that could convey emotion effectively. The team had to go to great lengths to ensure that Hank's expressions and movements were translated in a way that would connect with the audience. It wasn't just about the technical aspects of the motion capture, though. One of the surprising stories from the set involves the close collaboration between Hanks and the animators to perfect the look and feel of his characters. Hanks would often perform his lines and movements in a special motion capture suit that was covered in markers, while animators would watch the footage and adjust the digital models of the characters in real time. The suit itself, which was dotted with reflective markers, was an odd sight on set. It looked like something out of a sci-fi movie, and Hanks often joked about how ridiculous it looked, but the end result was extraordinary. His meticulous performance gave the characters an incredible depth of emotion, making them feel alive even though they were entirely computer-generated. In fact, Hanks' performance was so integral to the film that it is said that animators and filmmakers would study his facial expressions closely to ensure the digital versions of his characters mirrored his emotions perfectly. The behind-the-scenes footage of Hanks performing the scenes in motion capture gear gives a unique insight into the film's process, showing just how much work went into bringing the characters to life. One particularly interesting aspect of the production was the way the animators and filmmakers handled the animation of the children's faces. While most of the characters were designed with an eye toward realism, the faces of the children, especially the boy, had to be carefully crafted to balance the uncanny valley effect. The uncanny valley refers to the eerie feeling people get when they see humanoid robots or characters that look almost human but not quite. The animators were determined to make the characters expressive without falling into this unsettling zone. To do so, they experimented with different techniques to give the characters a more stylized and emotional appearance, avoiding hyper-realistic facial movements that might have made them feel too lifelike or artificial. This balance was crucial in making sure the audience connected with the characters on an emotional level while still maintaining the magical, fantastical feel of the film. While the technological challenges were significant, The production team also faced logistical hurdles as they worked to create the film's complex environments. The film was set in a variety of locations, from the snowy landscapes of the North Pole to the cozy interiors of the Polar Express itself. Each setting had to be meticulously designed and rendered, with every snowflake, tree, and brick carefully crafted to match the tone and aesthetic of the film. The amount of detail that went into the backgrounds and settings was staggering, and creating such an expansive world took a lot of time and effort. The production crew had to find ways to make the environments feel rich and immersive while ensuring the technology could handle the high level of detail. The visual effects team worked tirelessly to ensure that everything, from the sparkling snowflakes to the steaming locomotives, looked as realistic and magical as possible. The use of lighting played a huge role in this, as it helped set the mood of each scene and ensured the characters stood out against their environments. Filming such a technologically demanding film presented another set of difficulties for the crew. While much of the film was animated using motion capture, the actors and filmmakers still had to work in traditional sets and studios, making the process a hybrid of live action and animation. Many of the scenes, particularly those involving the Polar Express and the North Pole, were filmed on soundstages, where the actors would perform their roles in front of green screens. These green screen environments had to be seamlessly integrated with the animated settings in post-production, requiring the crew to coordinate meticulously between practical and digital elements. Despite the immense technical challenges, one of the fun, surprising stories from the set was how the cast and crew bonded over the creative process. Tom Hanks, in particular, was deeply involved in the collaborative nature of the film. He wasn't just lending his voice to the characters, he was physically present on set, using his body to capture the motion capture data. This allowed him to bring a level of authenticity to his performances that went beyond just speaking the lines. Hanks formed a close rapport with director Robert Zemeckis, and the two had a long history of working together on films such as Forrest Gump, 1994, and Castaway, 2000. Their dynamic on set was one of mutual respect and creativity, as Hanks was deeply invested in the film's success and the emotional depth of his characters. Zemeckis, too, was incredibly passionate about the project. He was known for being hands-on during the production, working closely with the animators and the visual effects team to ensure the film had the right look and feel. His directorial vision was clear. He wanted to make a film that captured the essence of the holiday spirit while pushing the boundaries of what animation could achieve. He was also keen on making the film a family experience, one that would resonate with both children and adults. Zemeckis encouraged the actors to give their best performances, and he was constantly experimenting with new ways to create a sense of wonder and magic on screen. One of the more unexpected aspects of the film's production was the involvement of real-world holiday traditions. In fact, much of the research for the film was inspired by real-world depictions of Christmas, including the look of the North Pole, Santa's workshop, and even the train itself. The team paid careful attention to the details of holiday iconography, drawing inspiration from classic Christmas imagery to make the film feel familiar and timeless. Some of the designs for the North Pole were based on illustrations from classic holiday books, ensuring that the world felt rooted in the holiday tradition while still being a fantastical place of imagination. It was this careful attention to detail and love for the Christmas spirit that helped make the film such a heartwarming experience for audiences. The challenges and surprises didn't end once the filming wrapped up. The post-production process for the Polar Express was just as demanding as the filming itself. The film's editing and visual effects team worked around the clock to bring all the elements together, ensuring the film had the right pacing, tone, and emotional resonance. The editing process was crucial in shaping the film's atmosphere, and much of the magic came to life during this stage. The film's iconic scenes, like the train ride through the snow and the final moments at the North Pole, were meticulously crafted in post-production, with the sound design, music, and visual effects all blending seamlessly to create a unified whole. Ultimately, the making of the Polar Express was a monumental effort that pushed the limits of animation technology and challenged the creative team to think outside the box. It was a process marked by collaboration, determination, and a shared love of storytelling. The surprising moments from the set, the bonds between cast and crew, and the technical hurdles faced during filming all contributed to the film's success. Despite the difficulties, the team managed to overcome the challenges and create a holiday classic that continues to captivate audiences year after year. Behind every frame of the Polar Express is the hard work, dedication, and creativity of the filmmakers who brought the magic of Christmas to life in ways that were once thought impossible. The Polar Express, 2004, is a film that explores deep themes of belief, innocence, and the magic of Christmas through the lens of a young boy's journey to the North Pole. Beneath its stunning animation and festive exterior lies a rich tapestry of symbolism and meaning, making the film not just a visual spectacle but a profound reflection on the nature of faith, growth, and the importance of imagination in the face of an often harsh and unyielding world. The story itself weaves together these themes, intertwining them with the plot and the characters, offering viewers more than just a holiday adventure. It presents a timeless exploration of belief and self-discovery, inviting audiences of all ages to reflect on their own personal journeys. At the heart of the story lies the theme of belief, a central thread that runs throughout the entire narrative. The film opens with a young boy who is skeptical about the existence of Santa Claus. He is at that age where the magic of Christmas is starting to fade, and reality is beginning to take hold. The boy's doubts are reflective of the universal experience of growing up, when the wonder of childhood gives way to the realities of life. This inner conflict is symbolized by the boy's inability to hear the sound of the bell, a pivotal moment in the film. The bell is not just a literal object. It represents the belief in something magical, something that transcends the ordinary. When the boy can no longer hear the bell ringing, it symbolizes his loss of faith, the moment when childhood innocence begins to slip away. This theme of belief is explored in a way that is both poignant and magical. As the boy embarks on his journey aboard the Polar Express, the train becomes a symbol of the path toward rediscovering that lost sense of wonder. The train is not just a physical vehicle, it is a metaphor for the journey back to belief, a journey that takes place within the heart and mind. The boy's ride on the Polar Express, filled with strange and wondrous sights, challenges him to confront his doubts and reawaken the part of himself that is willing to embrace the magic of Christmas. The film never forces belief on its viewers. Instead, it gently encourages them to open their hearts and minds, to allow for the possibility that magic and wonder still exist, even in the most cynical of worlds. The bell also takes on a more personal significance as the story unfolds. It is the symbol of the boy's transformation. When he finally hears the bell ringing again, it marks his return to innocence, to the belief that there is more to life than what can be seen or touched. The bell, which only those who truly believe can hear, represents the beauty of faith. Faith not just in Santa Claus, but in the world's capacity for wonder and goodness. The boy's journey on the Polar Express, and his eventual return to belief, mirrors the arc of growing up and the painful yet beautiful process of rediscovering a sense of awe and possibility. Alongside belief, the theme of innocence is also powerfully woven throughout the film. The innocence of childhood is something that the film holds up as sacred, something worth preserving. The passengers on the Polar Express, the children, are all at different stages in their belief, and this diversity in the characters allows for a deeper exploration of innocence. The film presents each child as unique, with their own doubts, fears, and dreams. They represent a spectrum of belief, from the boy who is on the cusp of losing his faith, to the girl who is more certain about the magic of Christmas. The interactions between these characters, particularly between the boy and the girl, serve as a reminder of the purity of childhood. In their innocence, they still have the capacity to experience wonder and joy in the simplest of things, such as the sights of the North Pole or the twinkling of the Christmas tree lights. The characters themselves also carry symbolism that reflects the different facets of innocence. The conductor, played by Tom Hanks, is a guiding figure on the train. He is a symbol of the nurturing, protective nature of belief, encouraging the children to hold on to their sense of wonder while guiding them toward the North Pole. In his steadfast and authoritative manner, the conductor represents the unwavering support of those who still believe, serving as a reminder that even in a world that often seems cold and indifferent, there are people and moments that can help us retain our childlike wonder. Similarly, the other characters on the train, like the hobo, the boy who loses his ticket, and the girl who dreams of adventure, all carry symbolic meanings that help explore the loss of innocence and the regaining of wonder. One of the most profound symbols in the film is the North Pole itself, which serves as a metaphor for the world of dreams and possibilities. The North Pole represents a place that is outside the realm of the everyday, a place of magic and mystery where anything is possible. It is here that the boy will face his doubts and ultimately find his way back to belief. The film creates a powerful sense of awe as the Polar Express approaches this mystical destination, with the shimmering lights of the North Pole offering a visual representation of the promise of something greater. The journey to the North Pole is not just a physical journey but an emotional and spiritual one. The boy's arrival at the North Pole signifies his own arrival at a place of personal growth, where he must confront his inner conflicts and choose whether or not to embrace the magic of Christmas. The North Pole is a place of self-discovery, a place where the boy is faced with a crucial choice about the importance of faith in his life. Another key symbol in the Polar Express is the bell itself, which is given to the boy by Santa Claus. This bell becomes a token of the boy's journey and transformation. It is a symbol of the deep, transformative power of belief, as only those who truly believe can hear its ringing. The bell is not just an object but a vessel for a deeper message about the power of faith and the importance of holding on to what makes us human, our ability to dream, to hope, and to believe in the impossible. The bell, then, becomes a reminder that belief is not just about accepting something we cannot see, but about embracing a deeper sense of wonder and possibility that transcends the limitations of the physical world. The film also explores the theme of self-discovery. The boy, over the course of his journey, learns not only about the magic of Christmas but about himself. His journey on the Polar Express mirrors his emotional journey toward maturity, as he grapples with the complexities of growing up. The story is not just about believing in Santa Claus. It is about the boy's understanding of the world around him and his place within it. As he begins to let go of his doubts and embrace the magic of the train ride and the North Pole, he also lets go of some of the cynicism and fear that had begun to creep into his heart. His return to belief signifies not just the restoration of his faith in Christmas, but the reclamation of his childhood innocence. This journey toward self-discovery is further symbolized by the different characters the boy encounters along the way. Each character represents a different aspect of the journey toward understanding and growth. The hobo, a mysterious figure who rides atop the train, represents the idea of freedom and adventure, encouraging the boy to explore beyond the confines of his usual world. The other children on the train, too, represent different aspects of childhood, from the girl who is full of wonder and belief to the boy who is reluctant to embrace the magic of the experience. Through his interactions with these characters, the boy learns about the diversity of human experience and the importance of accepting the unknown. By the time the boy reaches the North Pole and ultimately hears the bell ringing once again, he has undergone a transformation. He is no longer the skeptical child who doubted the magic of Christmas. He is a child who has rediscovered the power of belief and wonder. The themes of faith, innocence, and self-discovery are woven together into a powerful narrative that resonates with audiences of all ages. In a world that often seems filled with doubt and cynicism, the Polar Express serves as a reminder that the magic of life, whether it's the magic of Christmas or the magic of the human spirit, can still be found if we open our hearts to it. In the end, the Polar Express is not just a holiday movie. It is a timeless exploration of the power of belief and the transformative effect it can have on our lives. The symbols and themes in the film come together to create a rich, emotional experience that speaks to both children and adults. Through the journey of the boy and his encounter with the world of the Polar Express, we are reminded of the importance of holding on to the magic of childhood and the wonder of the unknown. The film's message is simple, yet profound. Belief is not just about accepting what we can see. It's about embracing the possibility of something greater and letting it shape the way we see the world. The Polar Express, 2004, stands as a groundbreaking achievement in animation, largely due to the innovative filmmaking techniques it employs. Directed by Robert Zemeckis and based on the beloved children's book by Chris Van Allsburg, the film is a mesmerizing visual experience that blends cutting-edge technology with a timeless story of belief and magic. The film's success lies not just in its heartwarming story but also in the innovative filmmaking techniques that brought this world to life. From its pioneering use of motion capture technology to its meticulous sound design and stunning visual effects, every aspect of the film has been carefully crafted to immerse the viewer in the magical experience of the Polar Express. The most significant technical achievement of the Polar Express is its use of motion capture animation, a technique that was relatively new at the time. Motion capture, or MOCap, involves capturing the movements of live actors and translating those movements into digital animations. This method allowed the filmmakers to create incredibly lifelike characters and facial expressions, providing a sense of realism that traditional animation techniques could not achieve. The use of motion capture in the Polar Express was groundbreaking because it pushed the boundaries of what was possible in animation, and the filmmakers went to great lengths to ensure the technology was used to its full potential. Tom Hanks, who voiced several characters in the film, including the conductor, Santa Claus, and the hobo, was the actor at the center of this process, donning a motion capture suit to bring the characters to life in a way that had never been seen before. The film's animation is particularly notable for its meticulous attention to detail. The characters are rendered with such precision that their movements and facial expressions are incredibly lifelike, yet they retain the exaggerated features and dreamlike quality that are characteristic of animation. The MOCap technology allowed the animators to capture subtle nuances in the actors' performances, resulting in characters that feel emotionally expressive and realistic while still existing in a fantastical world. The realism of the characters' facial expressions helps to bridge the gap between animation and reality, allowing the audience to connect with the characters on a deeper emotional level. This technique also allows for a more immersive experience, where the audience feels like they are part of the action, riding the Polar Express and experiencing the magic of Christmas firsthand. While the motion capture technology brought the characters to life, it is the film's cinematography and camera work that truly enhanced the sense of wonder and awe throughout the story. The film's cinematographer, Don Burgess, worked closely with director Robert Zemeckis to craft a visual style that emphasizes the magic of the world the characters inhabit. The camera work in the Polar Express is dynamic and full of energy, capturing the sweeping grandeur of the Polar Express as it barrels through snow-covered landscapes and into the heart of the North Pole. The use of wide shots and sweeping vistas creates a sense of scale, making the train feel massive and the world around it vast and endless. These shots help establish the magical atmosphere of the film, where anything is possible, and the boundaries between reality and fantasy are blurred. The camera work is also used to emphasize the emotional journey of the characters. Close-ups are employed at key moments to capture the characters' emotions, especially the boy's growing belief in the magic of Christmas. As the boy struggles with his doubts and skepticism, the camera lingers on his face, allowing the audience to see the inner turmoil and conflict that he is experiencing. This creates a sense of intimacy between the viewer and the character, drawing them into his emotional journey. Similarly, the film uses tracking shots to follow the boy as he embarks on his adventure aboard the Polar Express, allowing the audience to feel as though they are on the train with him, experiencing the excitement and wonder firsthand. Another key aspect of the film's filmmaking is its use of lighting and color to create mood and atmosphere. Throughout the film, the lighting is carefully designed to evoke a sense of warmth and wonder, especially in scenes that take place on the Polar Express or in the North Pole. The soft golden light that bathes the train carriages and the cozy interiors of the North Pole help to establish a sense of magic and comfort, contrasting with the cold, dark world outside. This use of lighting is essential in creating a visually stunning world that feels both grounded in reality and fantastical at the same time. The film's lighting also plays a role in heightening the emotional resonance of certain scenes, such as when the boy first hears the bell ringing. The soft, glowing light that surrounds the bell adds to its magical aura, making it feel like a moment of pure wonder. The use of sound design is another critical element that shapes the film's atmosphere. The sound in the Polar Express is meticulously crafted to enhance the emotional impact of the story and immerse the audience in the world of the film. The film's soundscape is filled with the sounds of the train, its chugging engine, the clattering of the tracks, the screeching of the brakes, all of which contribute to the sense of motion and excitement. The sound of the bell, a symbol of belief, is also carefully designed to have a resonant, magical quality. As the boy's belief in Santa Claus wavers, the bell's sound becomes faint and distant, underscoring his growing doubts. When he finally hears the bell ringing clearly, it signifies his return to belief, and the sound is bright and pure, adding to the emotional weight of the moment. The film's music, composed by Alan Silvestri, further enhances the emotional resonance of the film. The score is sweeping and orchestral, filled with rich, soaring melodies that evoke a sense of grandeur and magic. The music perfectly complements the film's visual style, amplifying the emotions of the scenes. The iconic song Believe, sung by Josh Groban, is a central piece of the film's soundtrack, capturing the essence of the movie's themes of faith, hope, and the magic of Christmas. The song's gentle, uplifting melody underscores the boy's emotional journey and his eventual return to belief, making it an integral part of the film's emotional arc. The sound design also plays a key role in enhancing the film's fantastical elements. From the sounds of the train's whistle to the eerie, otherworldly noises of the North Pole, the soundscapes create a sense of immersion in a world that feels both real and imagined. The train itself becomes a character in the film, its sounds contributing to its larger-than-life presence. The sound of the train's wheels clattering over the tracks adds to the sense of motion and adventure, while the bell's chime creates a sense of wonder and magic. The use of editing in the Polar Express is another technique that contributes to the film's atmosphere. The pacing of the film is carefully crafted to build suspense and excitement while also allowing moments of emotional reflection. The film's editing allows for smooth transitions between the real world and the fantastical elements of the story, making the shift from one to the other feel seamless and natural. The scenes on the train, for example, are edited in a way that captures the excitement and wonder of the journey, with quick cuts and dynamic shots that keep the audience engaged. At the same time, slower, more contemplative editing is used during moments of introspection, such as when the boy contemplates his doubts about Santa Claus. This contrast between fast-paced action and slower, emotional moments helps to balance the film's sense of adventure with its deeper themes of belief and self-discovery. In terms of box office production, The Polar Express was a commercial success, grossing over $300 million worldwide. Its groundbreaking use of motion capture technology and its high level of animation detail set it apart from other films of the time, making it a visually unique experience that drew audiences to theaters. The film was also a success with critics, praised for its innovative animation techniques, its heartwarming story, and its ability to capture the magic of the holiday season. While some critics were divided over the film's use of motion capture technology, many agreed that the film's visual and emotional depth made it a standout in the realm of animated films. The production of The Polar Express was a monumental effort, with the team working tirelessly to ensure that every detail was perfect. The animation process itself took years to complete, and the use of motion capture required extensive preparation and planning. The team worked closely with the actors, including Tom Hanks, who recorded his lines while wearing a motion capture suit, allowing the animators to capture his facial expressions and movements in real time. This level of attention to detail was key in creating the film's lifelike animation and ensuring that the characters felt emotionally authentic. In conclusion, the filmmaking techniques used in The Polar Express are integral to the film's success and its ability to immerse the audience in a magical world. From the groundbreaking use of motion capture animation to the meticulous sound design and editing, every aspect of the film has been carefully crafted to enhance the viewer's experience. The combination of stunning visuals, an emotionally resonant story, and a masterful use of sound and camera work makes The Polar Express a truly unforgettable film. Its technical achievements not only pushed the boundaries of animation, but also created a cinematic experience that continues to captivate audiences to this day. The Polar Express, 2004, stands out not only for its groundbreaking animation techniques and unforgettable story but also for its remarkable cast and their contributions to the film's success. The movie features a blend of well-known actors and their iconic voices, all brought to life through the innovative motion capture technology that allowed for highly realistic, expressive performances. Behind the scenes, the cast's dedication to the project and their collaboration with director Robert Zemeckis created a film that is both visually stunning and emotionally resonant. The movie's stellar cast, combined with interviews and audience reviews, shows how their individual performances and behind-the-scenes insights helped make The Polar Express a beloved holiday classic.